Hey everybody, Dr. Nick Scotto with River City Physical Therapy, located right here in the heart of Jacksonville. Today I want to talk to you about a common medical terms that are thrown out there in relation to pain in the tendon, and that is either tendinitis or tendinopathy. And sometimes the word tendinosis is also used synonymously with tendinopathy. Now, common sites of the body where you either get tendinitis or tendinopathy include the front of the knee, the patellar tendon, the back of the ankle, the Achilles tendon. Then you have the tendon in the lateral portion of your hip that can be affected. And then you have the tendons in your elbows that can be affected. Now, you don't necessarily get tendinitis or tendinopathy in your neck or your back area. That's not a common site where you're going to get that kind of condition. Now, let's talk about what these two terms mean. Now, tendinitis is the short-term acute phase of injury or pain to the tendon. So normally this is an inflammatory response to overuse of the tendon. So for instance, you go for a run and you notice you have a little pain in your Achilles tendon after the run, but you put a little ice on it, you take a little anti-inflammatories, and the pain goes away. It doesn't really persist. It's easily manageable. Maybe you stretch it out too. So tendinitis is very short term. The pain doesn't persist. And usually it doesn't last past a few weeks. It's something where you maybe stop running for a little bit, and then you start back up again, and then the pain's not there. You've calmed down that inflammation, therefore there's no pain. Now, tendinopathy is a little different. That is what happens when tendinitis is ignored. So you start with tendinitis, and then the pain persists into a tendinopathy. Now, with tendinopathy, you may feel pain in the tendon when you're not necessarily doing any exercising, running, or any other activity. You might feel it at rest. And then when you go do a run or exercise or play golf or play tennis, you notice the pain during that activity, but then you also feel the pain a day and 2 days later after that activity. So again, this is short term and this is more long term pain. This is more persistent. And usually ice and anti-inflammatories don't work for tendinopathy because it's not an inflammatory process. The problem here is that the tendon can't tolerate load. So whether you're a tennis player and you're constantly swinging the racket, or you're a runner and you're constantly putting stress on your Achilles tendon, or maybe you're a jumping athlete and your tendon can't handle the load you're putting on it, that's when the pain sets in and the problem with the tendon begins. So treating these two things is completely different. This just requires some rest, some mild stretching, maybe some ice, some anti-inflammatories, and it'll go away. This, on the other hand, requires some modification of your activity and some flexibility exercises and a progressive loading program, so that when you return to sport, whether it be tennis, running, CrossFit, or jumping, the tendon can now tolerate the load or stress that you're placing on it. So again, it's important to decipher between the two of these because the two of them are going to be treated differently. If you have any issues with a tendon pain, feel free to give us a call at 904-566-7070, and we'll be happy to discuss it with you and see what can be done about it to get you back to pain-free living. Hope to hear from you soon.